Alright, today I want to start talking about conjunctions, and conjunctions are this part of speech that has a very particular function in English, and what it does, conjunctions unite words, phrases and clauses. Let me show you an example. If you want to talk about two things, you could say it's a peanut butter and jelly. Or if I were going to paraphrase Eddie Lizard, I might offer you the choice of cake or death. You could also describe something as being sad but true. And these three are the most commonly used conjunctions. Because I would remiss if I didn't mention this seminal conjunction song that got me into the grammar game in the first place, Conjunction Junction, which I think was written by Jack Sheldon or performed by Jack Sheldon in like 1973. Schoolhouse Rock, it's great, look it up. But what I'm going to talk about today is a mnemonic or a memory aid called fanboys. You may have heard this before, fanboys. And this is how we remember the coordinating conjunctions. And you don't need to worry about the names coordinating conjunctions. We'll get to that later. For now, just remember fanboys. For, and, not, but, or, yet, and so. Well, we go through how each one of these are used over the next screen. Follow me downstairs. So we've got for, and, nor, but, or, yet, and so. And each of them have a different basic function. So let's review them. For has his connotation. You can use it the way you'd use as a word, like since or because, as in I do not eat buttons, for they are not food. You can see I'm combining these two little sentences using the word for. We are using this for to explain my reasoning. I do not eat buttons because they are not food, and for is a simpler way to express that. The conjunction and, very elemental, very important. Conjunction combines one thing with another, as in the kangaroo robbed the bank and torched the saloon, or rather criminal kangaroo. And you can see we are using, and to combine these two ideas, we are saying this thing happened, this thing also happened. Nor is similar to and, but we use it to combine untrue things. We use it to express negation. So if we are going to talk about an angry spirit, for example, just to pull an example out of a hat, I could say, she won't leave her tree, nor will she speak with humans. We use but to express exceptions, as in, we used every building material but chewing gum. Chewing gum is the exception to every building material. We, or as a conjunction to choose between options, as in, would you rather have a pet bear or a pet giraffe? Yet is kind of like but, except that we use it to express unexpected things. So I'm just going to write to the contrary, as if I were Sherlock Holmes hollering at a confused Watson. And to the contrary, my good man Watson, this is how we use yet. I'll show you. I want to leave, yet I cannot. So it sets up this kind of push and pull. Dynamic in a sentence is what yet does. We set the expectation, I want to leave, and yet here's the unexpected what I'd say an ironic part. Yet I cannot. I want to leave. But unfortunately or but unexpectedly, when we would say but unexpectedly, just use yet. And finally, the last part of fanboys shows consequences. Dougal was allergic to sheep, so he skipped the wool festival. Right, so we're trying to set up that as a consequence of the first clause, Dougal being allergic to sheep. The thing that follows is because of that he decided to skip the wool festival. This is fanboys. For, and, nor, but, or, yet, so. Keep learning.